Yeah, I feel like people have to practice before they go on a show.
How do you practice though?
Pillow, hand.
Oh wow, that answer came out quick. Pillow, hand. Is that how you actually first practice when you started like making out?
Probably your hand, yeah.
Oh, I
It's the
used to.
closest thing to like a mouth.
You know, you made out with your pillow in your hand. I made out with a blow up pool.
Hi everyone, before we get into today's episode, we wanted to take a moment to thank you for listening and watching. Whether you are an OG listener or someone who just recently discovered us, you are the reason we make the show and are able to keep it going.
If you want to get to know us even better and have a more premium experience, you can sign up to become an ABG Bestie, which is where you'll get our new audio episodes ad-free, early access and special discounts on merch, special shoutouts from us at the end of our show, and a chance to connect with us through our Dear ABG series, which is like our big sister advice column.
Check out the description notes of this episode for more details on how to sign up. But if you don't mind the ads and still want to tune in, all our episodes will continue to be available on all platforms. We appreciate you all and thank you so much for the support. Hi everyone, welcome back to the podcast. As you can see, Helen and I are fully in summer mode. I feel like I'm a walking, I don't know, what kind of drink am I?
Oh, you're a drink.
Yeah, I'm a
I was
drink.
gonna say you're like a hot waitress.
Oh, okay, that works too. I'm a sexy, spicy mango.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, sexy,
Yeah.
spicy mango.
You look at like a delicious key lime pie.
Ooh, yes, yes. I
That's
thought you
what-
were gonna be drinks, but yeah.
I don't know what drink you'd be though. What's that one drink that like the Hulk drink? That's
The
right,
Hulk?
it's hypnotic. Totally wrong.
What?
I never had hypnotic growing up. By the
I'm a
way.
matcha. I'm a
Okay.
matcha.
All right,
I'm a summer
wholesome.
matcha. Anyway.
Anyways, obviously, like I said, we're in summer mode, and as you all know, I'm a huge summer movie, drama, reality show season is so hot during the summer. I know we're not like a pop culture podcast, but I feel like today is like a special day.
Yeah, you are definitely our resident pop culture queen. And there have been a lot of shows and movies out there that we've been watching separately, but not together because Mel's in New York and I'm in LA. So this is actually the first time we're like catching up on some of these. And so the three that we're going to talk about today is The Bachelorette, Inside Out 2, and Perfect Match. You really wanted to add Perfect Match onto this lineup.
Because I literally, when I was watching, I would text Helen like ferociously, being like, "Oh my god, we have to talk about this. This is so crazy." And like, I feel like with these shows, yes, they're kind of like reality, like with The Bachelorette and like Perfect Match, like reality, kind of like mindless shows. But if you dive deeper, it's like getting to the psychology of some of these things. Right?
Yeah, we don't want to just talk about these shows in like a recap setting. We want to talk about it more on an emotional level because there are definitely character nuances within each of these shows / movies, even Perfect Match, right? Like, hello, dissecting the fuckboy that we should talk about. Yes.
And for those of you that have not watched Inside Out 2, Perfect Match, or The Bachelorette, there will be spoilers. So this is your chance to pause this episode and come back after you watch everything. So should we start like PG to go to PG-13 R-rated?
Sure. Okay, so Inside Out 2, I'm assuming we'll start with that one first.
Yes.
Okay, so to set some context about the movie, if you haven't watched it, it is Inside Out 2, so it's part 2.
Okay.
And we now see Riley, that's the little girl, the main character. She has grown up. She's 13 years old now, and she is going through puberty.
Those
It's
moments.
a lot of new emotions come into play. The old core emotions are no longer just there. There's new emotions that are introduced, like anxiety, embarrassment, envy, and ennui, which is like the cool girl. What's happening is that Riley is trying out for the hockey team, and she's going to a new school. And so she wants to make friends with all of these new girls on the hockey team to try and fit into the popular crowd, right? At the same time, her two best friends, are going to a different school. This is such a cliche coming of age story. I think I was reading some of the reviews and people are like, oh yeah, the storyline is so basic, blah, blah, blah. But I think what makes the concept of Inside Out work so well is that we're digging below the surface into literally the emotions of what is playing out in what is perceived as just like a simple teenage occurrence. But it's so deep and it's so good. It's so good. What did you think about the movie?
I really liked it. I mean, I liked the first one, but the second one, I think it's just like a movie that adults can also relate to. Like watching it, I'm like, I like anxiety. Like as someone who has anxiety, I really resonated with the new emotions. And it just kind of brought me back to also when I was like going through puberty and like these feelings are so real. And I remember wanting to fit in with the popular crowd. And for me, it wasn't a hockey team because I can't play. But it was like, you know, trying to get into like the social circles and feeling validated when like they gave me the little pictures. You know, the studio pics.
Oh
When
yeah.
you get handed one, you're like, oh,
Yeah, it is kind of funny that we did that. It's like, oh, have a picture of me.
But we kept everything in the stack. But
Yeah.
I think overall I really liked it, and I didn't expect to. Well, no, I knew I was gonna cry, but I cried more than I thought I would. I cried in the first one too, like the Bing Bong thing.
Oh, girl, yes.
Bing
Yeah.
Bong.
That was an intense scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Being an adult has its high points, like you can eat ice cream for dinner anytime. But it's not all fun. You also have to do your taxes and figure out what's for dinner every frickin' night, and make doctor's appointments. But for that one, there is ZocDoc, the healthcare app that makes adulting that much easier. ZocDoc is a free app and website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors, choose the right one for your needs, and click to instantly book an appointment. We are talking about in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers across every specialty, from mental health to dental health, eye care to skincare, and much more. Plus, ZocDoc appointments happen fast. I mean, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. You can even score same-day appointments. If I had needed this product, it is definitely what I would use. So stop putting off those doctor's appointments and go to ZocDoc.com/ABG to find and instantly book a top-rated doctor today. That's ZocDoc.com/ABG. ZocDoc.com/ABG.
Which scenes did you cry at for this one?
It was at the end, for sure.
Yeah.
I cried the most when Anxiety was losing control of the board, like the control board, and she was spinning.
Yeah.
And
That was such a good scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I could I resonate with that because I felt like there's moments when you're anxious, you just start spiraling and one thought leads to the other and you kind of don't know how to stop it. And the scene where all the emotions like came to hug her or like we're here for you, it just kind of feels as if like I don't know, that embrace was really touching. And I was like, maybe in some ways, when you're going through something tough or anxious moments, you just want something warm and just everyone to be there for you. You're not
Yeah.
asking for much. You're just asking for like comfort. So
Mhm.
that part, and the part that I cried the most at was when Joy said, "When you get older, you just experience less joy." It's like a realization that that
Mhm.
dawned on her as Joy, and I just started like sobbing.
Yeah.
And I think for me, I was watching at a time where, I mean, I'm in New York, and sometimes days are really hard for me, and it just feels like finding happiness isn't as easy
Yeah.
as it is when you're younger. And so hearing that, I was like, oh my God, like I felt it. And then Ray looked over me, and I was just like, tears are rolling down my face. And
Yeah.
I think that moment just stuck because I still wonder to this day, like, is that actually true? Does joy become less apparent or harder to or is joy like a harder state to be in when you're an adult because the worries, the responsibilities are just so much, there's so much more pressure now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know what your thoughts
It
about
actually
that.
probably takes. I mean, I feel like it feels like an accurate representation of like growing older.
Yeah.
Like you get all of these other emotions that sort of crowd your mind, and joy does get pushed down a little bit, and it's
Yeah.
harder to come by. As much as they're always trying to like come to the surface, there's all of these other emotions that are like taking over, you know.
Yeah.
And I think just going back to the anxiety moment, that to me was so well done. And just to set the context, it's like basically the character of Anxiety, which you're dressed in orange. Was that
I'm anxiety
intentional?
right now.
Was that intentional?
No.
The hair is like, but your hair looks beautiful, so
Thanks.
that's not representative of Anxiety. But so like that scene,
Mhm.
this Anxiety character was creating this crazy like 100-mile-per-hour spiral and just going crazy, and none of the other emotions could actually go in and stop it other than joy. Like joy was the only one that could
Mm.
go in and stop Anxiety.
Mm.
And so I know in the past you've shared on the podcast about past experiences with having panic attacks.
Mhm.
I personally have not experienced one before, but that was such a good depiction of like what it probably does feel like. Do you feel like it was like accurate when you saw that?
I think for me, yes and no. Like I think for my panic attacks, it's like yes, like you're losing control. Like you can't stop where your emotions. But I think for me, when I have a panic attack, it's anxiety mixed with fear, mixed with sadness. So just like all these three. But you do need in that moment just a sense of comfort and maybe joy follows up because I think you need to be embraced first. Versus like now laugh, you're like, oh bitch, I can't laugh right now. I'm like crying uncontrollably.
yeah.
Versus like But I do think in the end, like maybe for me, what with anxiety, like to prevent it later on, it's like a preventative thing. Like you have to experience joy or remind yourself of happiness and joy to not get yourself to the extreme of a panic attack.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I see it that way.
Okay. Yeah. Because, yeah, I think I was just sitting there and going like, oh my gosh, like I feel more empathetic or understanding of someone who is probably going through one. And then just seeing it also in how it manifests itself in Riley too, in like the real life, right? Where she's just like dizzy and like grasping for things and stuff. And anyway, I did think of you in that moment.
Oh,
Yeah.
thanks. I appreciate that thought. For you, actually, like, what part did you cry watching the movie?
Okay, so this movie was a lot for me, and
Yeah.
I want to explain why. First off, this might have been one of the first movies that I had ever seen as a mom. It's been
Oh.
2.5 years, and I think we've only been to the movie theaters like 2 or 3 times, and both of those other times I have not like watched a full movie. I would fall asleep because you pull me out at 10 p.m. to watch a movie on a weekday, like I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
So I was so scared I was gonna fall asleep for this movie, but I did not. I was like fully invested the whole time. When I watched this movie, I saw it in the context of I am no longer the main character. And I think this is so interesting of like how my brain is changing, I guess, as a mom.
Yeah.
Like I used to always be I'm Riley, I'm always Riley,
Yeah.
but when I watched this movie, I was like, "Oh wow, I'm Riley's mom."
Yeah, it's interesting.
Like Riley is my son. And so that's what hit me the hardest because similar to what you were saying about the scene where they were saying like, oh, maybe when we get older, like joy just isn't around as much anymore. Like that crushed me so hard because when I think about my son now, I would say that he is simple, right? Kids are simple. And I would say that he's like 85% joy,
Oh yeah.
like 10% anger / like frustration, 5% like sadness because he's not really sad.
Yeah, he's not.
And then add in there like 2% of like disgust. Like if you give him like food that he doesn't like or something, he'll be like "Bleh," or something, So that like encompasses most of his emotions and it's overwhelmingly joy. And so when I heard that, it was so just crushing to me to think that that is going to be his reality one day when he grows up. And then also when you see Riley in the scenes with her family, like her family island is so much smaller now that she's 13. And even though she's going through all of these new emotions, like sitting at the dinner table, she's like kind of sad. And the mom asks like, oh, is everything okay? And she just, ennui comes in to play the ennui emotion. And she's just like, yeah, I'm good. And I'm just like, even if I want to be there to help him through these new emotions whenever he gets to that point, he might not even want me to help him. And, so I think my core takeaway from all of this is that similar to how they played it out at the end, when all of these emotions are trying to take over each other, she has to figure out what her core sense of self is. And that was the emotion that like rose up. That to me showed me how important it is to make sure that as a parent, my responsibility right now is to make sure that my son does have that core sense of self so that in the future he can navigate all of these like difficult emotions and these hardships of life without me there. It's like I can't be there to control him. I can't be there to hold his hand the whole way. You have to teach him these like core feelings of understanding and sense of self to navigate those difficult paths in the future. So it was a lot, and it definitely only saw it from the context of like me being a mom now and how he's going to be going through a lot of these emotions in the future.
Yeah.
I
think that's a really interesting perspective. And I wonder if other mothers felt that way or parents, because I know I saw a lot of kids with their parents there watching the movie.
Hi, it's Janet. Thanks for listening and supporting our show. If you like what you're hearing and want to own a little piece of ABG for yourself, check out our shop at AsianBossGirl.myshopify.com. We have been long time users of Shopify and cannot speak enough about how great this platform is. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. If you're thinking of launching an online store and just starting out, or if you already have an online shop and looking for a better platform, definitely check them out. Shopify helps you sell everywhere, from their all-in-one e-commerce platform to their in-person POS system. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. They also have the internet's best converting checkout, 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. If you run an online shop, you know that getting people to move from browsers to buyers is an industry-wide struggle. From that first t-shirt all the way through to our now almost 30-item shop, Shopify has been with us from the beginning and continues to be a trusted partner to this day. They power 10% of all e-commerce in the US, and Shopify is the global force behind Allbirds, Rothy's, and Brooklinen, and millions of other entrepreneurs of every size across 175 countries. So you know you'll be in good company. Plus, Shopify's award-winning help is there to support your success every step of the way, because businesses that grow, grow with Shopify. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/ABG, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/ABG now to grow your business. No matter what stage you're in, shopify.com/ABG.
As a friend and as like a friend of a parent, like how do you even build up someone's core self? You know what I mean? Like how do you do that?
Yeah. I mean, I think the next day I went home, and when he was brushing his teeth, I was giving him affirmations. I was like, I am strong.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm Superman. I'm like, yes, you are.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's making sure that they know that they are loved,
Mhm.
that no matter what, they have family to be there to support them. Making sure that he knows that I will always be there for him. Making sure that he is someone that knows that, you know, he is like a good person. Like that was such a simple core,
Mhm.
you know, memory that that Joy tried to bring up for Riley, that like, oh, I am a good person.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's something to that that's so simple but so true. It's like once you do believe that, I feel like that does permeate to like other parts of your life. So I don't know. I think I'm still figuring out how to do that. But every day I think I'm just trying my best to make sure that he's a good person, that he knows it, that he knows that he's a good friend and supportive of others and all of this stuff. So yeah.
I can kind of feel why it would be scary, because like actually I had a conversation with my mom about this, and I was like, how are you able to have trust in Brandon and I as we get older? Because like I think, I mean, I don't want to say it this way, but I feel like my brother and I turned out okay. My mom was like, you just have to have trust that you just did the best you did as you can as a parent. And I was like, damn, that just the trust in yourself. And you're like, it's hard because you want to be the best parent you can to your child. So I'm just like, it's hard, you know, it's kind of like an unknown.
Yeah. And it's like, how much is it nature versus like nurture too, right? How much is it just they're innately just going to be the type of person that they are? But he's a Sagittarius. He's a fire sign. He is just like mommy. I'm a Sagittarius. So I'm like, ooh, I know how to handle you. Maybe. We'll see. Yeah.
The other thing you mentioned that I'm also curious to see is that like in the movie you saw her family island become smaller. And I don't know if you think about your own life and your own islands. Like for me personally, I felt like my family island was maybe a decent size, and as I went through puberty and high school and things like that, it may have gotten smaller, but now in my 30s I could see the island growing more. And I don't know if that you feel, I feel like I see that in your values. You always value family, and I wonder for your son, like maybe, or if just for other kids too, it's like, you know, when they want to hang out with their friends, like the family is like, oh, mom, you're just like too much.
Oh, for sure. I think that definitely happened for me. Like, where was my family island? I don't even know. Like, it was far, far away. But yeah, if you asked Annie, my sister, she'd be like, Helen, you were just family trips were.
You didn't like it?
You did?
I mean, I don't know. See, maybe I don't remember that. But I think
you sent that back to your behind the head, whatever memory that was.
Yeah, it's like in Dreamland or something. But I think we'll be curious to see with the Inside Out franchise or the series is like, because I think you mentioned it, or like we talked about it, but like Riley's going to puberty. But do you think they're gonna do more movies?
So I think that was one slight disservice that this movie did not do, where during puberty you go through many other things, right? Like they did show like her small pimple, and then they showed, you know, just like the friction of these. I guess it was only 3 days that she was trying out for this hockey team and whatnot. But I'm like, where's the boys at? Where's like the horny emotion? You know, where's like all of that? So that might not be as PG. But I think that would be so interesting if we were to like go into that, the psyche of all of those emotions. Dealing with fuckboys, dealing with, you know.
You mean like the other shows we're about to talk about today?
Yes. Yeah. I do hope that this franchise continues until like she's 90% nostalgia. Like how cute would that be?
Because I want to see that character come out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, she was cute. I forgot about her.
So cute. She only came out twice, but she was so cute.
Yeah, super
Yeah.
cute.
But yeah, Inside Out 2, what would you rate it?
I actually rate it pretty high, maybe like 8 or 9.
Same.
I also think this is like a random fact because as a pop culture person is it did really well in the box office, and I think it's been a while since we saw a movie perform so well, and also was like a testament saying like good movies will bring out people still to the theater, and I feel like Inside Out 2 was just such a great movie and a good example of that. So I would watch it again.
Yeah, same.
And cry.
Definitely one of my favorite movies. To all my wonderful parents and caregivers out there, let's talk about those unforgettable moments with your little ones. The first steps, the giggles, the boundless energy. But let's be real, with a growing and wild child, those moments can also mean unexpected messes, which is why I'm excited to share something that's been a lifesaver for us, Pampers Cruisers 360. Pampers Cruisers 360 is the must-have baby-proof diaper. These slide on like a pair of pants, unlike ordinary diapers with tabs or tapes that your escape artist can rip off. And trust me, thanks to its 360-degree stretchy waistband, it can help save you from some serious messes and keep your baby comfy. With up to 100% leak-proof protection, you can let your little one explore and play. And when it's time for a change, it's as easy as ripping the sides, rolling it up with a disposable tape on the back, and you're done. Simple as that. Try Pampers Cruisers 360 with the new Pampers Free and Gentle wipes for healthy baby skin. They're made from 100% plant-based cloth that grips the mess. With Free and Gentle, mess meets its match. Let your little one live wild and mess-free because every adventure should end in smiles, not cleanups. For trusted protection, trust Pampers, the #1 pediatrician recommended brand. All right, so speaking of fuckboys, before we talked about nostalgia, The Bachelorette.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
I want to know, because I was not in New York. That was your first interview ever as a local New York resident. Okay, I want to know how that went.
Okay.
And also, like, how was Jen? Because you met her. You and Janet both met her. How was that?
Okay. First off, I'm really happy Jen was actually our first New York guest interview because she is so chill. Like, super easy to get along with. Like, she literally is what you see on TV. And just, like, really bubbly. Didn't feel fake. Like, just, like, really genuine. Just a smooth recording. Like, fun, easy. And, like, I feel like she's someone that we would hang out with outside of work.
Yeah.
Or, you know, and, like, or we would bond with if we were happen to, like, run into her at a bar or something. And the more I talked to her, fun fact, I was telling Jan, I was like, dude, she, like, really reminds me of Helen.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh. How so? Because we're Asian?
No. She has like this spunkiness, like kind of like very down. She had like Boston roots a little bit too, like
Boston?
you know.
I don't know what this is, but yeah.
East Coast girl, very driven. Also just kind of like it's just down.
When you do this, I want to do this too.
Yeah, right? And I was like, and I told her, I said, you remind me of Helen.
Oh.
So I was like, you guys would get along really well. So I just like felt very like familiar vibes from her.
Did she spill any tea, like off the mic, you know, when you're talking in private?
No.
Do you think that she found her person?
I think she did.
You think so?
I don't know why. I feel like she did. Like she just said saying like, I'm really happy with my result or the outcome.
Ooh.
So I'm just like, but here's the thing. I still don't know because we're obviously watching this show right now. But like, they always say like, we've never seen an outcome like this before. And I'm just like, what does that mean? So I don't know. I feel like she ends up with someone, but I don't. But at the same time, watching this season, I don't know if I'm rooting for anyone heavily yet.
Okay. Well, we're going to be so behind once this episode releases compared to what is the episodes that have already come out. So we just finished watching episode 3.
Oh yeah.
So instead of like talking about like all of what is happening because you all already know, let's just do some quick like predictions.
Okay.
Who is your favorite right now, and who do you think is gonna win?
My favorite right now is Jonathan.
Yeah, the medical guy. Okay.
He just seems like someone who's really genuine and nice and doesn't give me like fuckboy vibes like the other guys who are just there to argue with each other or like just want to like make out with her 24/7. Like I like him so
like
far.
Sam K, but yes.
Yeah. Sam.
I can't tell if that's like a ooh he's hot or like a
Sam
I don't
M,
like
Sam
him,
M or Sam K?
Sam K.
Who's Sam K again?
Sam K.
Isn't Sam one?
It's the physical one. Like the one that she's always
I
trying to get
Sam
physical
M.
with.
The one who looks like Sean Booth.
I don't freaking know.
Remember Sean Booth?
No.
Okay, never mind. He's like the one who got the first impression rose.
Yes.
That's Sam M.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My bad.
Okay, that's okay. But I originally liked him, and then I'm just like the more episodes progress, I'm just like You
Yeah.
just like want to straddle her and make out with her.
Yeah, the straddle sesh was intense.
Yeah. So as of now, I think Jonathan.
Okay.
I like Marcus too,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know. Maybe for me it's like a personal thing. I like Jonathan more.
Okay.
How about you?
Okay. So I don't think any of them are gonna be ending
know.
up with her.
I know.
There's
but like,
no chemistry vibe that I feel going on with anyone except for Sam M.
But they just want to. I think it's physical.
Yeah, and it's purely physical.
Yeah.
And you know how at the end they show clips of her saying like, "I don't think I can give you this rose." I feel like it's gonna be to him because she's gonna realize, oh, it's just physical.
Yeah. But
I
if you
don't know,
had to
predictions.
choose,
If I had to choose right now, I like Marcus. Marcus is the one who wrote Jen on his underwear ass when he was doing the striptease and he wanted a striptease.
is he like he's like 24, right?
Oh, I don't know.
I
But
remember.
he's a Harvard grad, Army veteran.
Oh, Marcus.
Marcus, that guy.
Okay.
Yeah. And he's cute,
Yeah.
you know? So, and he seems like he has a good heart. Like when she was going through all the drama, she was like, "Marcus, come talk to me."
Dude, would you see that? I was like, I looked at her. I was like, it's like a mother calling a kid who got in trouble.
Yeah.
But-
She's like, "I need your love right
Yeah.
now.
He's
Your emotional."
I kind of appreciate that.
understanding.
She was like, versus the guy goes, Can I steal you for a moment? She's like, you.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
why.
So I think Marcus, I will say Aaron, I thought was going to go far. And I'm kind of sad that he did not because I feel like he was a Batch Nation favorite.
Yeah.
He probably broke like 70% of the brackets out there. My imaginary bracket, he definitely broke. Yes.
Okay, here's my guess prediction, and if this is already out, maybe I'm right or wrong. You know the scene where someone comes back? I think it's Aaron. That's one of my predictions. I think it might be Aaron.
I thought that who comes back was her ex.
X.
Oh, but they didn't say that.
Yeah, so I was like maybe
Okay.
Aaron.
I
Sounds
love
like-
how like we might already know, and then we're gonna watch this episode and be like, duh.
and I'll be like, you are hella wrong.
Yeah.
But also with Aaron, to be quite honest, I was rooting for him too. I was like, oh, this guy's really attractive.
Attractive, smart, driven,
Likes
man in
pearls.
uniform, can wear pearls. Be confident in that. Yes.
But I felt like he kind of took the whole Devin thing a little too seriously,
Yeah.
and I was like,
Yeah, I was starting to think that if he wasn't hot and the producers didn't portray him as this like amazing figure,
yeah.
who also was there for the right reasons for love, right?
Yeah.
Because his twin brother was there, found love, whatever. But if that wasn't all there for him, people probably wouldn't like him.
Oh yeah,
The
for
book, like giving someone a book on emotional intelligence,
sure. Oh,
is so.
did you see this? I saw on Instagram that someone said that book is actually not real,
What?
and it was a producer planned.
What?
This is where I like get so into like the tea. Someone like did a deep dive and it was like, here's a title. The author of the book is one of the people on the crew for The Bachelorette, and they looked it up. It was fake. I could be wrong because I just saw the clip really quickly, but
Yeah.
that's what I saw.
Interesting.
I know, right?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Huh.
Any other moments that really stood out to you? You're like, you're following certain dramas or things like that.
You know what? I can't tell if I like Devin or not right now.
Okay.
Yeah. Devin, he is hated by everyone, or not everyone, but like a lot of people don't like him in the house,
Mhm.
right? They roasted him pretty hard in episode 2.
Yeah.
Episode 2 I also did not like him. 3 I started to like him. And I think there are 2 types of like people, not
Yeah.
2, but like not only 2, but he is someone who is passionate and genuine,
Mm.
and I'd rather have that than someone who's boring and angsty.
I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's genuine with like wanting to be with her, I think for the right reasons, but he just steps on people's toes in order to get there.
yeah.
And that's not a good look for him.
Yeah, I
You know?
agree. I think, like you, I feel like Devin's actually growing on me.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I think it's just his tactic is like, I'm here for love, I'm here for Jen. I'm not gonna try to like be like respectful,
Yeah.
which I could see why it could be problematic. But I saw someone post that like Devin is the Maria of this season, and I
Mhm.
feel like because I actually liked Maria, but Maria has a very strong personality, and like people call Maria a bully, and I was like, and then Sam M called Devin a bully. I was like, well, he's not. He's just being real.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time,
You
like,
saw like the little caption thing for Sam M, right?
Yeah.
It was like, needs
Need
to look
to-
up the definition of a bully.
yes. So I was like, ooh, producer, a little
Yeah.
sassy. But also to like, I think to your point too, in general, like speaking with a fuckboy, I think right now a lot of the guys right now, like, I don't say they're fuckboys, maybe Sam M right now, but I just feel like in general, no one is striking me as you're here for a serious connection with Jen. You're just
Yeah.
here. You're just here.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of these guys belong on Bachelor in Paradise and not on the main show.
And maybe that's why they're there.
Probably.
Yeah.
So I think it just feels like I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't like. I'm rooting for some, but not like I'm like hell yeah you. You know, it's
Yeah,
more like
yeah.
yeah you.
What do you think about Thomas?
Who?
Oh no.
Oh, the Asian guy. Man,
Yeah.
I don't know. It may be a producer cut, but I feel like in episode 3, there's a lot of just Sam M and Sam M and Thomas just talking mad shit about Dev. And I was like, can you guys just like shut the fuck up and just like focus on your connection? Because I feel like they're like very gossipy and like just wanted.
Yeah.
They're just there to like just talk shit. But at the same time, I'm realizing they don't have their phones, so all they can really do is like gossip.
Yeah.
But
I think Thomas just I think I just sigh.
yeah.
I wanted to like him, and hopefully they. I mean, who knows? He might develop. It's only episode 3 where we're at right now.
Yeah.
But sigh.
I know. Is there anything right now from the season that you want to see more of, or you feel like it's lacking?
I want to see more of Grant. I think Grant's hot. Do you know who that is?
Yeah, I don't know. I think Grant, one of his earlier scenes with Jen, I was like, this guy is just spitting lines.
Oh, really?
Not as genuine as like the other guys.
Okay. I mean, yeah.
But he's attractive.
Yeah, he should get more screen time is all I'm
Okay.
saying. Is there anything else with like the rest of the series that you want to see?
I definitely want to see more like genuine connections and like maybe and like with the men. Because right now it's just drama.
Yeah.
The other thing, this is a hot take. I don't love Jen's looks, her gowns.
Oh.
I think Jen is so
hot
pretty.
take, yes.
Jen is so attractive. It's not Jen. I feel
Yeah.
like the dresses for her, like they're cute. But I'm like, girl, I think you could put like her first hair, like the first
white one?
episode
The
was
white
great.
one. Okay.
I think that was good. But then the other ones, I'm like even the episode yesterday's episode, she was wearing the sweater dress. I'm like, girl, I know you could look like you could be hotter than that. And I don't think it's her. I think it's the styling choices.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to like be that person, but I'm like,
Yeah, that didn't stand out to me, but now I'll take a look. Yeah.
it just I don't know why it stands out to me. I was like, oh, like I would maybe for me, I'm like, I would just put you in this. I would dress you in this.
Yeah.
A little bit more because I think she's a fiery spirit.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like a net worth thing where it's like, oh, like this has to be, decent. They did put in a crop top. I was like, ooh, okay, good. Like the purple.
Yeah.
But I'm like the green sweater dress. I'm like,
yeah. Mel's our in-house like stylist / whenever we have an event coming up, she'll always be like, here are dresses that you should consider.
yeah. But it's because when you're styling someone, you take account, yes, like their style, but I think it's a personality. Her personality is like so fun and bubbly, but you're putting in these outfits. I feel like doesn't really showcase that.
Yeah.
So that's my hot take.
One thing that I kind of wish, and I keep going backwards, even though we're on episode 3 and it's still so soon. But like, I miss Hakeem. I wish Hakeem stayed. He was one of my favorites. He's so funny.
The balloon guy. He came with the
yes, the up guy. And also Brett. I feel like he should have stayed for at least another episode.
Brett, like I don't even remember Brett because he like didn't even him.
Brett was the one who streaked and then he did the split.
Oh.
Yes. I think when I saw him, and I will say maybe it's because with the Bachelor franchise, like there's not a lot of body inclusivity.
Yeah, that's
right.
true.
I think the franchise is doing a lot better in terms of having the cast reflect more of America, where it's like more racially diverse and also the age thing, right? Having Golden Bachelor, but there is still something about like body inclusivity that is not showing. So
I agree.
I was kind of surprised that he got cut from just episode 1.
I know.
Yeah, I was like, producers, get him in at least for another one.
Maybe she didn't find a genuine connection.
I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah. It's funny. So this time around, I feel like a lot of our guy friends are watching with us now.
So many of our guy friends are watching.
I love it because the commentary is hilarious. Because when we usually watch, it's just me and you texting each other. But now we have a whole ass group chat, and it's like Tim, Dan, Andrew, Roger, Ray, and it's just like I love it. And what's the title of the group chat?
Pearl necklace, but not that.
Yeah, it's based on Aaron.
Yeah. Hold on, I kind of wanted to show the meme real quick.
Which one? The butt?
The butt one. Can I show this?
Sure. I mean, sure. Yeah. Pretty much, we're talking about episode 3 when they do like the down under challenge, and I think we're saying like Sam M like came in hot, but he had like a, not the most. He didn't have the most perkiest butt. Our guy friends had like a lot of humor to this.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: so I'm watching with Ray. Like we're used to this, but Ray's like, "Damn, everyone's making out with her." He's like, "How is that possible?" I was like, and our guy friends are like, "Damn, they just either make out or talk about how their trauma." Which kind of true. I was like, true.
Yeah, it's one or the other. Yeah.
Okay, one question for you, because like we like to fantasize. If you were the Bachelorette, like, would you make out with everyone? And how do you remember?
Ooh, I actually like that she did not make out with everyone on the first episode of just getting to know the guys. I think that was a good move.
I agree.
Yes.
But then, bang, 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 bang. I was like, boo, 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 boo.
I think it's good that she made that choice not to, and now she is, and I think that's okay because they've had multiple conversations, getting to know each other. But I feel like there's probably some like level of pressure to just be like, all right, we're quiet. Now what? You know?
I know, because even you see it as a viewer, you're like, they're looking at each other, you're like,
Yeah. There was this one moment where
Yeah.
her and Aaron, I think he was like ready to go in for a kiss and she like fist bumped him. So when I saw that, I was like, damn, no chemistry at all.
but Aaron's hot.
I know.
Mm.
But maybe not kissable.
That's
I
true.
don't
That's
know.
true. But I was like, what else I'm wondering, like, do you remember everyone's
Yeah.
style? Like, what if someone's really bad?
I think I would remember.
Oh, you would?
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't give him a rose?
Mm.
Yeah. Right?
If I were to project that into my future, probably not.
Mm, that makes sense.
Would you?
I don't know if I remember everyone, but really bad ones, yes. But
Yeah.
I also just think I don't think I'm really good at making out myself. Sorry,
I don't know how to follow up to that.
I never made out with Helen, so she can't affirm me or not affirm
We have
me.
to ask Ray, who's in the other room, who's listening right now.
I mean,
Ray, knock on the wall once if you agree. Knock
Like,
twice if you disagree.
Okay. But do you ever wonder for yourself, like, this is such a tangent, but you're like, what if I'm really bad at making out? Like, how do you know unless someone's like, hey, you're hella good?
Sometimes I'm conscious of like my breath.
Okay, besides that, like your technique, you know? You're like,
Aw.
you know what? I think I'm a shy person.
You're probably better than you think. Actually, if you're thinking about it, that probably means that you're thinking
Not.
too much about
Oh.
it and you're, yeah.
Also, because I have a very small mouth. You know this. I think that plays into it.
Hmm.
Anyways, so totally. I think about this when I'm
Do
watching.
you, when you're making out, are you consciously like opening up your lips more to make it bigger?
I don't know. I'm not trying to eat him. But I'm just like, I think about this when I see Jenn make out with all these guys. I'm like, damn, they're comfortable being on camera making out.
I mean, that's why sometimes like
Yeah.
Batch Nation will zoom into a kiss and be like, damn, that looked sloppy and gross. But yeah, I feel like people have to practice before they go on a show.
How do you practice though?
Pillow, hand.
Oh wow, that answer came out quick. Pillow, hand. Is that how you actually first practice when you started like making out?
Probably your hand, yeah.
Oh, I
It's
used
the
to-
closest thing to like a mouth.
You know, you made out with your pillow in your hand. I made out with a blow up pool.
You made out with a blow up pool?
Yeah. So what
What do you mean by a blow up pool?
So in middle school or elementary school, we didn't have a pool in the backyard, and so we just had like the pump up bullet pools, and you put you just it's a blow up pool, an inflatable pool.
Oh, an inflatable pool.
So
like,
Vicky-
the actual pool.
Yeah. Inflatable pool in my backyard on top of my grass. So Vicky
Yeah.
would come over and we would just like fantasize about like, oh, how would you kiss with this guy? And we'll both try to make out with the pool and like try to like judge each other's techniques.
Stop.
This is like when you're young, you know?
Yeah. Well, okay, I guess if we're sharing this type of story.
Yeah.
So when my friends would come over to my house and then we would have like chairs with just backs on it. Backs, and then you can sort of like straddle the chair.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of like, let's see who can give this chair the best straddle.
Oh, is that why you're so good at dancing?
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this shared that.
It's okay. Did you like choose your own song? Was it straddle or like you know strip dance?
Like straddle, like sexual.
Okay, question. But did you utilize that at high school dances? Then you're like, okay, well, you know, we're using it.
Well, I
for,
guess so. Yeah,
right.
maybe, yeah.
Because it's like you're not just
Maybe
like
that's why I got rhythm now.
yeah. Because I can see you're like, hey guys, we're about to go to dance. We have to like be hot.
Yeah.
Everyone grab a chair.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's okay. I get it.
So yeah, we're just in a circle straddling chairs. Anyway, and
Anyways.
Mel was up on a pool
I mean-
bed thing.
I mean, I
making
made out with
the
with rubber.
plastic. Yeah.
That was gross. It's okay. When you're young, you do things.
And now you have Ray.
I made out with a fucking pool. Anyways, let's end that convo right here.
Now I'm curious. Ray, let us know. How's Mel with her makeout?
Don't answer. There's actually one more thing I do want to see and I'm excited to see. It's actually Jen's family.
Yes. I am so excited to see that too.
I-
And I think I've seen like past interviews where she said her mom like kind of knew that she had to be on screen.
Yeah.
So she was like trying to learn certain like English phrases or
Aw.
something just to make sure that she's able to speak on camera. And I think Jen has said something to her like, oh no, mom, just like speak Vietnamese, like speak whatever you're comfortable with. So it's cute that like, and I'm sure like for the parents, they're like, I didn't sign up for this. Like,
Yeah,
why are you
yeah.
putting me in this position? But yeah, I'm curious how that's going to be. And I know from past interviews, like her mom's going to try and step up to actually be
Mm,
present and be part of that
That's really sweet.
interaction. Yeah.
I think even hearing Vietnamese in like the first episode, I was like, whoa, like obviously I'm not Vietnamese. It just reminds you of your family and like your family's interactions and seeing the food on the table. You're just like, oh, it feels like kind of familiar.
Yeah.
And you've never seen this before. So I'm
Yeah.
like excited to see more of that interaction on the show.
Yeah. I like that she is leaning into a lot of, being the first Asian American bachelorette too. Because I think a lot of people could perhaps shy away from it,
Yeah.
knowing that it might not be as popular of a decision. And it sounds like she is getting a lot of like flack about it online about, just being the first Asian,
Yeah.
just being an Asian woman, right? So I really respect her for leaning into a lot of that and even probably like organizing it so that she is, at home and showing her family and showing the
Yeah.
foods and the culture and all of that. So props to her for doing that. And
Yeah.
for her to be so young too and be aware of who she is in this setting and what she is representing. It's a lot of weight on her, honestly.
It is.
Yeah. But she's holding herself with a lot of grace and poise through it all.
Yeah, I think the more and more I watch the season, obviously, and also do our podcast episode with her, I'm a big fan of Jenn. I feel like the other thing that you'll hear in that episode we did with her is that we're asking like, what do you want to do? What's the future look like for you? And she was like, I want to go back to PA school. She's like, I worked so hard to get in. I'm going to finish my program. And it was like, for me, just hearing that, it's really refreshing because like I think a lot of people on the Bachelor franchise, which it's okay, but they all just become influencers. But to see her like, she's like, no, I worked really hard to get into school and I want to just like see it through. I really respect that.
Yeah. Go Jenn.
I know. Rooting for you.
Rooting for you.
Hope you find love with
I
some of these
know.
guys. Or maybe not.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Just get the Sam M bang out and then move on.
Okay, the last show we're going to talk about is Perfect Match. And the reason why I want to talk about it is because there's some scenes that I like want to kind of dissect. So for those of you that don't know, Perfect Match is a reality dating show on Netflix where they take all these like contestants from previous other Netflix dating shows and they come together to compete to be the perfect match on the show. To be honest, I don't think, come on, let's be real, it's not like that's the premise, but it's not, they're not perfect matches on the show.
Yeah.
But it's like cast members from like Love is Blind, Too Hot to Handle,
The
Circle, and other shows I don't watch. But this season was interesting because it was the first time I saw Love is Blind contestants on this type of show. And like it's the reason why I find it fascinating is because Love is Blind is more of a serious dating show. Like they're literally like getting married at the end of the show.
It's not as like hot and raunchy because there's a wall between them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So to see them mix with these like Too Hot to Handle people is very just like, oh, you didn't think they would mix. But the main focus of this season, or a cast member that was like, ooh, I can't believe he's here, is Harry Jowsey.
Oh.
And Harry Jowsey, if you guys don't remember, he was on season 1 of Too Hot to Handle and is just like notoriously has dated a lot of reality show women.
And hot ones too.
Very hot. Like what, Francesca?
Chloe.
Really?
Chloe.
He did?
I'm pretty sure.
And then also
Georgia.
Yeah. So the drama with that one, it was that apparently Georgia, the winner of season 1 of Perfect Match, cheated on her match with Harry. So he just has this reputation of being a straight up fuckboy.
Yeah.
So
I think he markets himself as like your favorite fuckboy reformed.
Really?
Which is also such a
Yeah.
gross thing to just say, to just acknowledge that you are the fuckboy.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, watching this season, like, I understand why people find Harry so attractive. And then with this season, he was saying, like, I'm going to therapy. I'm really working on myself. And so for me, I was like, you know what? I really like, because he's already so charming. I was like, yeah, I believe, like, I want to believe you. I'm rooting for you to some degree. And then he matches up with Jessica from Love is Blind, who is like, has a daughter, is very serious about getting married. And you're like, okay, how is this match coming together? And throughout the season, he like really just starts focusing on Jessica towards the end and starts saying things like, I want to make sure like I represent your daughter well. And you're like, okay, this guy is like, obviously
says all the right things.
Yeah. There's one scene that like, I feel like I was texting you.
Yeah, you texted me before you saw the last
Dude
scene, and you were like, "Hey, I think I like Harry."
Yeah,
and I said, "Mel, we got to get over your fuckboy face."
I know, but literally, that's actually one reason I want to talk about it because it's like, so sorry. Let me paint this scene. So some of the guys and girls separate, and then new girls join, and new guys join, and they're like different like places, and then Harry starts mingling with this girl named Melanie, or Melinda. Sorry.
Melinda or Melina?
Yeah, one of those names.
Yeah, Melinda.
And it was off camera, but then later on, and this is when he's committed to Jess, and then later on, Melanie or Melinda told the other girls, like, Harry kissed me, and he said he wanted to do me or something like that. And then Harry is denying it. He's like, no, she's lying. She just wants
Mhm.
attention. And then Jess pulls him aside, like, this has really happened. He goes like, no, I promise it didn't happen. Like, I want to be the best guy for you and your daughter, blah, blah, blah. And then
Mhm.
Melinda's like, that didn't happen. He's lying. And Jess fucking goes in on Melinda saying like, you know, you're just trying to start stuff. It gets really heated. And your whole time you're like thinking like, okay, like, who's telling the truth?
Yeah.
And you're like, there's no way Harry's gonna lie. And so I'm like believing Harry. And I texted Helen, I was like, oh my God, like, I don't know, like, I believe in Harry because like, why would you lie to that extent? Last episode, they showed the clip. They found the clip or the audio file of what actually happened. And Harry did say all those things. And you're like, what the freak? And so for me, when I saw that moment, because Helen was like, wait till the end, blah, 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 blah. And I think after that, I seeing the ending as like a female and as someone that probably fell for the fuckboy that has said like, I'm working on myself much better.
Yeah.
To see that, I was like, whoa, like how easily convinced can you be?
Yeah.
Because I am someone that like has like dated the guy that's like has really bad reputation and was like, oh, I'm better now. Like I'm gonna give him a chance.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh shit.
I think it's always catastrophic when someone who is kind-hearted and sees the good in people, like yourself,
Yeah.
is mixed up with someone who thinks that they're good people, but then they have not changed. That, like those sides of them. Like it's never a good combination because the fuckboy can be so easily manipulative by throwing love bombs, by saying all the right things, by saying, oh, my intention is to do this. But it's so crazy how like he said all of those things to Jessica, like talking about her daughter and everything and how he wants to start a family and get serious and how he's not the same as he was before. And then literally the next day, one temptation just like flips the script and his actions don't match his words. And then the crazy thing is he lied about it the whole time. So apparently they ended up, I hate that I noticed, but like they ended up going out together, him and Jessica. And it wasn't until the show aired like months later that she did see that last scene. And she was just like, what the fuck? You lied to me. She didn't know until, and that's why they broke up, because she was like, why would you not tell me this? And I think Harry was just like, yeah, there were like 50 cameras around and they didn't catch that one scene of us, you know? So it's so crazy to me how we keep forgiving these like men that are clearly in their DNA just like straight up fuckboys. And of course everyone deserves second chances, third chances. But like he had like 100 chances already probably in like life, right?
He's having a repeat offender for a lot of like things that are like
sure. Yeah.
But I think for me, I'm just like wondering, like in his mind, what were you thinking? Like what? Like I don't understand. Like, but I also wonder because like the scene where like the clip revealing what happened, it felt like he was just like mumbling or just kind of like fell out of his mouth. He wasn't really intentionally be like, he was like, oh yeah, I would fuck you. Like it was like very like quick. So I was like, were you just like, is it just in your like just you were just saying so casually because you was like that's just the first thing comes out of your mouth, or like you weren't actually thinking through your actions?
Yeah.
But I just don't, the reform fuck, I don't know. It just like, I don't.
It just, I don't know. I don't know how these people continue to like, to like hurt such like beautiful, amazing, smart like women too. It's kind of like he's like a golden retriever that keeps ramming his head into the door. And you're like, oh.
Yeah.
Like, I want to make sure that you don't do that.
Yeah.
And they're like not trying to hit the door, but then they slam their head into it.
But the same time, just like you're not, but like the things, like your actions, I'm like, first off, you like what hooked up with Georgia and like broke up a relationship. You knowingly cheat. So I'm just like, I don't understand how you don't understand the extremities of like your actions.
Yeah. It's like you've done it before, so you should already know the repercussions and how it actually impacts the women that you're seeing. Yeah.
But the crazy thing too is that I was listening to another podcast. I think it was Nick Viles. He was saying how like Harry Jowsey, regardless of his actions, has such a huge fan base.
Yeah.
And you're wondering, and most of them are women. You're like, okay, so as women, you're allowed, like, you are a fan of this guy that, like, he is charming. He is super charming. But you're like, dude, like, how do you like this behavior still? Like, it's just kind of like, doesn't, like, for me, it's like, what is it?
Yeah. It's the bad boy. Everyone wants to reform the bad boy and say that they're the ones that could do it. I honestly thought Jessica would be able to.
Yeah, I think so.
Because she's smart, she's level-headed, and she's, you know, gorgeous. And all of that.
But you know, the thing is, I think the women that are attracted to these type of men, they're not going into being like, I'm going to change you, but they're going and thinking, I want to feel special to be the one you choose.
Yes.
That's what it is.
Yes.
Spoken
like a true
person that
lover of fuckboys.
Episode 2.
I know, episode 2. We're going back to episode 2, which is why we're talking about this in the first place. But even when we talk about like Kwan Hee from Singles Inferno, like straight up
I hate it.
red flag.
Yeah. But we're both like, maybe do him though. We both said it on the episode. We're like, you know. So just like these type of men, their chemical makeup is very dangerous.
How did you then get over your phase of wanting to reform these fuckboys?
It's funny because like
Ray is
so well. He is a solid man. Actually, I don't know if you remember this, but we're at a wedding and you were like, we're both buzzed. And you were like, Mel, this guy's great. Treat him well. And I was like, and then you go, she's great. Treat her well. You gave this speech to the both of us, but I think as a woman, you just get tired of feeling like you're not putting yourself first. And like, you are so great in your mind and you represent all these things, and having these guys not see it, you're like, well, I'm tired of this. And I think you realize through choosing these types of men, you're not actually choosing yourself. And I think that's something that's really hard to accept sometimes, especially if you're looking for validation by dating these guys or by being with them. They're like, oh, if I'm with them, like I'm special, I'm this. But I think you have to dissociate, like being with them equals special. That's not true. But it's hard, you know, especially if you're programmed that way.
Yeah.
But you just have to find the guy. I think once you find someone that treats you well, you're like, oh, like there's definitely a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like I haven't been taken care of like this before.
Oh.
Yeah. It's just different.
Yeah.
Because you're always like constantly trying to prove yourself with someone else.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
He just has to put up with your bad makeout sessions.
Yeah. Oh my God. I'm like, hi, I'm Mel, and I'm really bad at making out. That's like pretty much what I'm saying on this episode. Maybe I should have him on the next episode. He's like, I'm Ray, and I want to deny that accusation of her being a bad making.
We should have
outer.
him come in right now.
Yeah, he's listening. Actually, random fun fact. Did you know we had a dinner last year and Harry Jowsey was there?
Oh, at the Spotify.
I was like, oh shit.
Oh yeah, we're at the Spotify studio space. Maybe he records here. Oh my gosh.
Maybe, but it was kind of like, whoa. But you're like,
I think I did see him, and he does have this like stature and this, you know, presence and charm and all of that. And I was like, should I say it? Oh, no.
Yeah. But you're like, ladies.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably, but the thing is, he's also really nice. So just like, this is where it gets like dangerous. He's not an intentionally bad person.
Yes.
Just
it's
maybe
just dangerous when you're on the path of destruction.
Yes, just questionable actions.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks everyone for tuning in to today's episode of just recounting some of the shows and movies that we've been watching. We went from like super wholesome Inside Out 2 to Perfect Match, but you know, we got range.
So we hope that you guys are enjoying this summer and, you know, find some time to relax on your couch, find a show to watch. And, you know, I think for me, the reason why I like summer shows is that it kind of creates this like bond with your friends because we're able to talk about it and laugh. Like during the work week when it gets tough with the summertime, seeing the text messages, the memes, it makes me laugh. It does. So I think it's also an excuse for you to like to find a show to bond with your friends with. So yeah, enjoy the shows out there. Have a good summer. And, you know, brighten up your wardrobe and get something bright like Helen and I.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo!
And with that, we will catch you all on the next episode.
Bye.
Also, before we wrap up today's episode, we want to give a quick shout out to Ching Ming Levy for being an ABG bestie. Thank you so much for supporting us. And thank you for all of those who have also become an ABG bestie. We do host these Dear ABGs monthly. They're live and they've been so fun. So if you want to be a part of that, definitely check out our ABG bestie link, which we'll put into the show notes.